We're back with more Wrestlemania. Alright, we're getting into a pretty good one now. Wrestlemania 19, Shawn Michaels vs. Chris Jericho. March 30th, 2003, Seattle, Washington. When Shawn Michaels was a guest on Chris Jericho's in-ring show, The Highlight Reel, Jericho claimed he had idolized Michaels from a young age and that he had been his inspiration to become a WWE superstar. Any mutual respect there was between Jericho and Michaels was destroyed when Y2J sabotaged and eliminated the Heartbreak Kid during the 2003 Royal Rumble. A date for the resolution of their intense rivalry would be etched into stone when HBK delivered Sweet Chin music to Jericho, accepting his challenge at WrestleMania 19. I'm having a hard time breathing tonight a little bit. Shouldn't be, but I am. I'm fine. Let's go.
Nobody was more excited to see HBK return to the ring than me.
Shawn Michaels is the world's champion. Do you believe in miracles?
A lot has happened between the two of us since you kicked me in the face. I've attacked you.
And a low blow by Jericho. Chair shot.
You've attacked me.
Shawn Michaels tattooed Jericho.
Come to this ring and speak to me face to face.
Ask and you shall receive.
I wanted to be just like you, Shawn. Pretty soon people were saying that I was going to be the next Shawn Michaels. I grew out of wanting to be the next Shawn Michaels. And I concentrated on becoming the first Chris Jericho.
Oh my God, a chair shot right to the face of Shawn Michaels.
You tried to be the hero one too many times, Michaels.
Almost the same promo that they actually showed before the match, just kind of truncated.
So it's on. HBK, Chris Jericho at WrestleMania.
Chris Jericho, a man, takes responsibility for his actions.
I am better than you, Shawn.
A man doesn't hide underneath the ring and jump another man from behind.
I'm more charismatic than you, Shawn.
A man looks the other man in the eyes.
I want to end your career at WrestleMania.
Chris Jericho, get ready, because I'm coming to fight.
Alright, well, this WrestleMania they chose some winners in terms of matches. They really did. Some of the WrestleManias they've chosen a little poorly, but not this one.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall.
Curious to see what the entrances are like.
From Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada,
The entrance ramp at the actual event was psychotic. It was so damn long it had to curve around to get to the ring. I could understand not wanting to do that. I liked his ring attire at this show, by the way. I really like the bright blue and the design on the tights and everything.
The one star his whole life that he emulated from day one is his opponent tonight.
But yeah, they chose some good matches on this one. WrestleMania 19 was pretty solid all around, but it had some of the matches were just kind of meh. Like Booker T versus Triple H was fairly forgettable for a world title match. Lesnar versus Angle was kind of disappointing because they were both working pretty injured at the time. They even admitted it was a very disappointing match. I mean, Lesnar trying a shooting star landing on his head is memorable, but otherwise it's not anything special, sadly. They had much better matches later. And, you know, stuff like Undertaker versus Big Show and A-Train is a waste of time, practically, especially for someone like Undertaker. But this match is one of the, in my opinion, this is one of the best WrestleMania matches ever, up there with Savage and Steamboat, Owen and Brett. Especially for the mid-card, this was a stellar match. A lot of people call this match the show stealer of the night, and it really was. Funny, when I was rewatching this match, I'll say more about it in a second, but I'm not surprised they didn't do it for the game. They had, since the entrance ramp was so damn long, he didn't even do this yet. But they had these confetti cannons lining the side of the entrance ramp on his way down. They were supposed to be like pyro cannons, but they just basically shot out a bunch of confetti at the crowd. There were at least 6 or 7 of them. 2 of them didn't work at all. And a few of the ones that did work kind of shot the confetti out in a clump that just sort of sprayed down as opposed to a real, like, spray of confetti. To his credit, he played it off really cool. He just kind of shrugged off the ones that didn't work, and then on the last one, just 2 of them had failed. He kind of like prayed for a second, like, make this one work. But the other thing I guess to note, to kind of tell you how much I like this match, when I've rewatched some of these matches before replaying them in the game, when I've rewatched them to prepare for this, some of them I've skimmed through, especially like a lot of the Hogan matches and things like that. Just there have been some matches that weren't terribly interesting or memorable to me, and I just kind of skimmed them to look for the high spots, so I know what to look out for when actually playing them. But I'm controlling Michaels, by the way. This match I'm so fond of just as a whole that I rewatched all of it from beginning to end, from the beginning of the hype package video to their entrances to the point where they finally walk back through the curtain. Whole damn match, and it really is a great one. Jericho was about at his peak at this point. I mean, he's not exactly gone downhill since then. In some ways, he's still improved, but he was pretty much at the peak of his original run with the company, I guess I should say. And he wanted to prove something, and he did. And Michaels, if you didn't know he had only come back 7 months earlier from what was supposed to be a career-ending injury to his back, which usually would be career-ending, if you didn't know, you wouldn't be able to tell. He put on such a good show and did so many crazy athletic things that you would never guess that he was thought to be, done forever less than a year beforehand. For 4 years, So I gotta get him to critical damage. You do a couple hidden objectives that will involve some of the high spots, I would presume. And then win via pin. Kind of surprised it's not a leverage pin, because that's basically how he won. Michaels wins via roll-up.
He is a man that takes every day and counts his blessings.
Not like a schoolboy or anything. He kind of, I think he countered one of Jericho's moves or roll-ups into one of his own.
You've been around Jericho enough, JR, to know that if you're not talking about him, he ain't
Anyway.
listening. Y2J goes to Lover's Lane by himself. I mean, he's full
He
of
just did
himself.
so many good things this match, and it was
He believes that he is
probably like a
better
good
in
20-minute long
every way
match, too.
than Shawn Michaels.
Oh,
Jericho is a world-class athlete, no question. He made a name for himself on a global stage.
all right.
And is now
I can do a
looking to
signature,
cement
so
his
let's.
legacy as the man who retired
I'm just gonna do the elbow drop from there.
WrestleMania. What we have here is a match where it's not about being
So I
the
gotta
number one
Irish whip
challenger
him
or the champion.
just in the ring.
Michaels
Okay,
moving in.
do it. Countered. Hurricane Rana. Oh, they're using the audio from the event again.
Chris Jericho is a world-class athlete, no question.
Oh,
Oh, wait a minute. Is impersonation the most sincere form?
are they gonna do the little feet shuffle that he did? Yeah. Super kick.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
I gotta hit him with the sweet chin music.
Good God. That
Not
last
even close.
seems to have had no effect.
Alright. So that's really it. I just gotta win with the sweet chin music. Alright. I'll do that.
He did not expect that to happen.
I think I want to do a quick one while standing. Yeah. I mean, I can do the standing one or I can do the corner one with the big tuning up the band. But Shawn didn't get to do that. He got to just hit it out of nowhere like this.
Do anything it takes.
How do you like that?
Going for the pin. Here's the cover. That's 3.
Sad we didn't get to hit more of the great moments from that match. But, I mean, if you're a wrestling fan, you've probably seen it. And if you haven't, what the hell's wrong with you? Just go find it. By all means, if you can pay for it, do so. But if you have to just go find it on YouTube, I'm sure you can. Go now. Oh, they're gonna do this at least.
Wait a minute.
Offer of respect. Big embrace. That's a genuine moment. And there's the heel moment. Sincere moment from Jericho with the hug. Showing how he really felt. And then the good old heel swerve. To remind the whole crowd that they're supposed to in fact hate him.
That's damn sure sad by Chris Jericho.
Well, it's frustration, JR. I mean, this match has been years in the making for Chris Jericho, and it just didn't turn out the way he wanted it to.
Alright. Got those two. Moving on. What's the other match for this one? Oh yeah. Part 3. So we have WrestleMania 19, The Rock versus Stone Cold. March 30th, 2000. You know the deal. The Rock criticized the choice of Stone Cold Steve Austin as Superstar of the Decade by the WWE fans. The following week on Raw, Austin made his WWE return, and The Rock challenged him to a match at WrestleMania 19. The Rock had failed to defeat Austin on 2 previous occasions, 15 and 17. The Rock was tormented by that fact, and his all-encompassing quest became to finally defeat the Texas Rattlesnake on the greatest stage of them all. On the March 10th edition of Raw, The Rock, looking for an easy victory, picked the Hurricane as his opponent for later that night. During the match, Stone Cold distracted The Rock, allowing Hurricane to claim victory. With their animosity reaching unforeseen heights, these two all-time greats sought to settle their differences once and for all in front of the world at WrestleMania. Do we get a video? Yep.
When Stone Cold Steve Austin walked away from WWE, shockwaves vibrated the foundation.
That was really a shit move on his part, by the way.
7 months ago, I told my boss Vince McMahon to take his job and shove it. But Stone Cold Steve Austin got tired of sitting on his ass at the house, and everybody said Austin can take his ball and go home.
But when the Rattlesnake finally returned, he didn't come alone.
I didn't bring a ball with me. I brought a big fat can of whoop ass. I can guarantee you that I am going to raise more hell than I've ever raised in my life.
Before the bionic redneck could reclaim his superiority, another superstar was out to challenge his legacy.
Austin, do you remember the last 2 times you went 1-on-1 with the great one? I whipped your ass not once, but twice. The Rock has done it all in this business.
The incomparable People's Champion. He's a leading man in Hollywood. Right.
The one thing that The Rock has not done is whoop that bald candy ass at WrestleMania.
The stage was set for the greatest rivalry in WWE history to enter Act 3.
It's like a cancer in the soul of The Rock. He has never beaten Stone Cold at a WrestleMania. It'll be The Rock. It'll be Austin one-on-one at WrestleMania.
I was almost wondering if they were even going to touch on the whole Steve Austin leaving for the better part of a year thing, like he did. He pretty much didn't like the way he was being booked, and he got burnt out and tired, and he just decided to do the shitty thing and leave without any real notice.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Miami.
I'm sad they didn't do the big Titantron intro for this entrance of his. They got the music at least. It just doesn't quite mesh with the entrance animation.
His late grandfather, the High
Rock
Chief
was the heel at the time.
was a superstar.
He was pulling the whole Hollywood superstar angle.
A tag team
He had taken some time off from movies.
This young man, using the
Came back with a bad attitude and acted like a heel, and
but the one
he was
thing
too good for this
The
shit.
Rock has never done.
But he's got this big, energetic babyface entrance for
On the grandest stage
what's a heel moment for him.
has to offer, The Rock has never,
It's alright though.
ever defeated Stone Cold Steve Austin.
First time he had that big Samoan tribal tattoo.
I think The Rock is obsessed with that now. It's become his mission in life.
Part 3 of the series between The Rock and Stone Cold. I would think, honestly, obviously, if they had planned all along for them to have 3 WrestleMania matches, which I don't quite think they did, I imagine they would have had The Rock win one and Stone Cold win one, so this could be the rubber match, but it's alright. You can always try to discount the second win for Stone Cold if you want because of how much it took to get it done. The fact that he had to pretty much beat The Rock to death with a chair. This match is important because it was the last match for Stone Cold, and not just, oh wait, did they get it right as best? No. Damn. I was kind of hoping they'd customize the vest for this WrestleMania. Back said bulletproof. The front looked the same as it does now, except instead of 316, they patched on the letters OMR for one more round. This is Stone Cold's last match, his last actual wrestling match in the WWE as a competitor. Still to this day, and it probably will be forever, unless he's able to pull some kind of miraculous Michaels recovery, but I don't think so. Sadly. Much as a lot of people want the Punk Austin match. Other thing that's notable about it is Stone Cold almost didn't make it to the match at all. He got very, very sick the night before and was in the hospital until like the morning or early afternoon of this day. He practically nearly died. And somehow got the hell out of that hospital. He really is a tough son of a bitch. He got out of that hospital and was determined to show up for the show and fight, wrestle, entertain a lot of people, and do something pretty cool for The Rock by putting him over in his final match. A lot of guys wouldn't have the class or business sense to do that, but thankfully, as shitty as it was for Austin to leave the year before, he gets the business well enough to know that it would be cooler to put over The Rock finally at WrestleMania. Give him that big Mania win in their huge rivalry. I gotta focus more on this match before he kicks the crap out of me. Because the AI doesn't care about putting me over. AI wants to take me down. Alright, WrestleMania moment's the first objective, which will probably happen when he gets to a certain damage level or something. Might have to go outside the ring, because they brawled out there for a little bit early on. Though I would think it would probably give me some indicator of that. Usually if something has to happen outside the ring, I get like Irish Whip outside the ring, something where the AI tries to prompt the match to go outside. Let's see what happens though. Am I gonna get counted? Yeah. You wanna get in the ring? Oh. AI fights like Austin. He just wants to throw me around outside the ring. Alright, we'll get back in the ring, because I don't think anything's supposed to happen out here for this game.
Back into the ring now. Just look at this. You can see the results from that move.
What is... Oh, I can't find my signatures from here. Oh, wait, yes I can. Match info, special. Still a sharpshooter? Cool. He did that in the match, so I'm going to try to get that on him. Unless my timer runs out, which it might. Got it. The Rock's half-assed sharpshooter. Dude never knew how to lock in the holds. It's not as bad as Cena's STF, but he did not know how to lock in this hold, dude.
The words "I quit" do not exist in Stone Cold Steve Austin's vocabulary.
I'm gonna copy the stunner if I can. How do I do that ability? There. Grounded, RB up. Got it.
They didn't at WrestleMania 13 against Bret the Hitman Hart, and I can't see it happening here tonight. Well, by the end of
Stunner!
return to WWE, the Rattlesnake promised to raise more hell than ever before.
Now I gotta figure out how to get this WrestleMania moment to happen, man.
Can't be going the way Austin imagined it.
Punch!
I think The Rock is hungry. He wants it more. And what we are seeing
How do I
is
get
a
the moment to
motivated
happen?
Rock destroys Steve
I gotta let him do some stuff?
Stone Cold is not one to shy away from
Now, it should be a WrestleMania moment from this match. Yeah, I flirted the hell out of that. What should be a WrestleMania moment from this match is when they fought outside the ring, The Rock grabbed Austin's vest and wore it for a good, like, half the match. And I always liked that. Especially since he would be selling offense, like he'd take a bunch of punch combos from Stone Cold, and while he was reeling, he'd make sure to, like, check the vest to make sure it was still on. Just those little things The Rock used to do to make things very memorable and entertaining. He's gonna spine buster him. I don't know what activates this moment. I go for a rock bottom and see. Ah! Encounter. There's a stunner. Crap. Let me up, let me up, let me up. He's gonna drag me and pin me. What do I gotta do for this moment? The problem with these complete the WrestleMania moment things, I never really understand how I'm supposed to trigger them because there's no logical way. Even if you know the match, you're like, what does the game want me to do to trigger it? And I honestly don't know. What do I have to do to you? I'm beating the hell out of you. I just want to be the guy. I want to win. But I want to do these objectives, man. Oh, shit! That's how The Rock used to sell it. Oh, I almost screwed that up. I'll go for a people's elbow, I guess. What? Shouldn't I be standing more over him? Whatever. The people's elbow! Now what? What do you want from me, game? I don't understand. Is it outside the ring? How do I make the moment happen? Do I have to just take some random bit of offense from him? Match info. I mean, nothing here's gonna tell me. I don't know what it wants. I don't think they broke a table. What is this WrestleMania moment, dude? I feel bad. I'm taking on unnecessary time here. Can't be terribly interesting to watch. Watch me stumble around trying to figure this out. Oh goody, I got an achievement because they barely ever put me in a submission hold where I can escape.
Caught in the arm bar at this point.
I don't understand.
He's applying the pressure. This is such
I mean, it's probably good he's getting some offense in on me. You'd think it would trigger the moment, but it's not. I don't know what to do. What does this game want? Let's get you in the sharpshooter again if I get half a chance.
Wow. Austin's just opening a can. Did you hear how his leg connected?
There's that.
Seen that one before.
I'll try a couple things after I get him in this hold.
In pure agony.
I'll let him get out.
What do you say?
I don't want the match to end by submission now. That would be stupid. I'm gonna try to whip him into the corner. Let's see if anything happens there. Anything? No?
Oh, and he lands that one. He's in big trouble here. Pinned in the corner.
Get off the
Eating
damn...
haymakers.
What do I do to you? Chairs never became involved for once. So what am I supposed to do?
The Rock's very clear. He tells you that he's
Help.
going to whip your candy ass, and then he does it. So do you really want to?
Is there like a stair spot or something? Or a table spot? We're doing our stuff outside the ring. Doing our stuff. I can't make sense of this. What does it want? What does it want? Oh god. It wants me to lose, I think. I don't know how I'm still able to kick out of anything. I'm going to try this though. Because in the real match he hits two people's elbows. Let's see what happens if I try to do that. Maybe this has to happen before a WrestleMania moment, Ken. I'm really running out of ideas for what to test. Do I have to try to pin him, maybe? No, I guess not. I let him go because I didn't want to win the match without doing the objectives. I've never seen one be this vague about how to get a WrestleMania moment to happen. Hit him with a rock bottom. Or not. Thankfully I reversed that into... Oh, I have to go for a finisher. Or I have to specifically go for the rock bottom, I should say. Stunner! Now what? People's elbow? I just did that more than once. But fine. There's that. I have nothing more to throw. But screw it. Let's electrify the people. Complete the second WrestleMania moment, which also probably involves me going for a rock bottom. Or it's just gonna be this. A rock bottom!
He's going for the pin.
You what? What? Now I can't do the objectives. Or no, I think I just have to hit any rock bottom and win within 10 seconds. I don't think it was my only chance. But I have to not lose before then. Crap. Crap, crap, crap. On the bright side, if I screw up and lose... Which I did. Okay, this time I know what to do. I really wish it wasn't so vague about how to start those WrestleMania moments. It was partially my fault, because I should have gone for a rock bottom sooner, but in this case it really needs to be a lot less vague about how the hell to do. So much of the time it's so specific about, you know, whip them when they're at critical damage here, and then this time it's just kind of like, do the moment. What does that mean? Help me out here. What? There were a lot of moments in this match that I can think of. What's the moment? Or, you know, God forbid you're not someone who saw the match. You really aren't going to have any idea. I guess they decided it would be that obvious for someone to go for a rock bottom.
These two have battled for the better part
I was trying to think that Rock Bottoms came way later in the match, which they did. He had to hit 3 to beat Austin when it was all said and done. Which normally I'd call bullshit on. But 2 people's elbows and 3 Rock Bottoms sounds like about enough for him to justifiably beat Austin in Austin's last match. If Austin's gonna go out losing, he better go out losing like a fucking champ. I guess. I can forgive it on this occasion. Normally, you know, outside of Undertaker and Kane doing the 3 tombstones, I would normally call bull.
Caught in the arm bar at this point.
Can I throw someone up into the air when they're rebounding? No, okay. Now I'm repeating myself, but whatever. This will be a lot easier this time now that I know what I'm doing. I apologize for wasting some time. Like I said, partially my fault, partially dumb on my part, partially way too vague on the part of the game. Naturally, the last thing I thought to try doing was what would do it.
Austin's body has got to be racked in pain. But inside that ring, he'll never quit on you, folks. Stone a thunderous spinebuster.
Alright.
From the Brahma Bull.
Much as I want to do a people's elbow, we're going to rock bottom him because that's how we start that moment.
The Rock just measuring him here. Looking for the rock bottom.
Let's do this. Stunner by Rock! Now for a people's elbow.
The rattlesnake is reeling here, fans. Just how much more of this can Austin take?
I'm going to get him in a submission so he can grab the ropes probably. Yeah, he's crawling. He's crawling.
Look at him block the attack.
Nope. I got your number now, Austin. You're not gonna beat me again. No, sir. I better not eat those words.
Austin's in trouble.
Last time Rock was a damn superhero. For all I know, Austin will be all of a sudden. Stay down. I don't want any funny business from you. Punch you.
But this match can't be going the way Austin imagined it would. I think The Rock is hungry. He wants it.
Oh god, there's a spine buster from Stone Cold.
Motivated Rock destroys Steve Austin. Stone Cold is not one to shy away.
Screw it. I'm not gonna try to do anything fancy. It's not the same when he doesn't like kick their arm in first. Make sure it's close to their chest. But it's still the people's elbow. It's still a move that was awfully flashy just to basically elbow drop someone and somehow win off of that.
That'll give you a big old goose egg. A reversal by the People's Champion.
Don't worry, that's not lost on me how ridiculous it was that was a finisher for anybody. There's the rock bottom. I don't know if I'm going to get him yet. And I'm kind of glad I didn't because I want to hit him with that third rock bottom to win.
And there are those famous educated feet. Nice counter.
Ah, you reverse the signature.
Man down big time.
Let's do the spine buster then. Again.
Thunderous spinebuster from the Brahma Bull. What an exclamation point.
Come on. Come on. Show me a move. Rock bottom. Let's do this. Make history. You son of a bitch. What are you? You're gonna make me work just as hard as Rock had to in real life, I guess. If not harder.
As intense as
I just don't want any repeats of WrestleMania 2000.
I certainly applaud The Rock at being
I don't want to have to try this like 3 times, please.
in Hollywood. I just don't think that our fans share
All
that
because the
sentiment.
AI suddenly becomes invincible and can't be pinned even when they're at
WWE,
a lot of damage and hurt.
you name it. The Rock is the total package. That very reason might be The Rock's undoing, King.
Oh, no. Okay. Come on, 2 of his limbs, his head and his body are critical damage. Not limbs, technically, but you know what I mean. 2 parts of them critical.
Austin with an axe handle elbow drop.
No.
That suplex was picture perfect.
Not letting this happen. Not today.
Hey, he's going for the
Please, just accept your retirement, sir. Please. You still get to be in the WWE plenty after this, I promise.
rinse and repeat. There
You
it is
just
again.
won't wrestle anymore.
Rock bottom. It's rock bottom time. Here's a cover. 1,
You can rest now, sir.
gets 3.
There.
He's
The Rock's journey to beat Stone Cold at WrestleMania comes to a close finally.
We saw The Rock do what you thought couldn't be done, JR. Admit it. These 54,000 people thought it couldn't be done. They turned their backs on The Rock. And they thought
Now he
it
can
sold
get
out.
ready to start
But The
feuding with
Rock
Goldberg, who would
finally
debut
beat
the night
Golden
after.
State at WrestleMania.
Cool thing is, in reality, after the match, he kind of like leaned down on Austin while Austin was on the ground and looked like he was just being cocky and trying to show off, but in actuality, and talks the trash. But in actuality, he leaned down, and I think Stone Cold said in an interview, what The Rock actually said was, "Thank you for this." That's just a classy moment. Sort of thing you like to hear about. Moving on.